So I once again welcome you all to this very special 119th session of Leadership Talks. As you know that these talks are being organized by India International Education Council and Schoolology Solutions. India International Education Council is a not-for-profit organization which is working in the field of education. It has collaborators from 12 countries. India International Education Council aims to create a better world through education, building quality centers for elementary education approachable for all kids, finding best educational practices across the globe and find ways to implement those in Indian institutions. It is also creating more awareness on hygiene and learning disabilities. It publishes a magazine called World Education Review and many other educational reports. It aims to build 100 chapters in different cities by 2022. It opens its membership for institutions and individuals. It also imparts training for leaders, teachers, students, and parents. As you know that so far we have successfully conducted 118 sessions. We have received 12,722 registrations, 11,602 questions on national education policy. We have received participation from 5 countries: India, USA, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Nepal. From India, we have seen participation from 21 states and 86 cities. We aim to organize 200 sessions. With this, we would be reaching out to 100,000 educators, 20,000 institutions, and 1,000 plus eminent speakers like today's speakers would be joining us to share their perspective on national education policy. Now, I would request you all please join me in welcoming our key speakers for this very special session. Our first key speaker, a very senior education leader, Dr. Sushil Gupta ji. Dr. Sushil Gupta ji is director with Prelude Public School, Agra, Uttar Pradesh. He's a passionate educator with decades of experience. Prelude Public School had the proud privilege to be the first school in Agra to present a dance performance for the President of India, Srimati Pratibha Devi Singh Patil ji, in the year 2008. He also received a very prestigious Jagran Achievers Award that was presented by, Professor Mohammad Muzammil, who's Vice Chancellor of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, to Dr. Sushil Chandra Gupta ji. Dr. Gupta was also awarded as highly effective edupreneur of the year of India on 16 July 2017 by Shri Shahnawaz Hussain, a BJP spokesperson. Dr. Gupta also received a Global Education Award from Prince Laksharaj Singh of Udaipur and Professor Somit Mitra, Kessel University, United Kingdom. Prelude Public School had the privilege to be among the top 100 schools of entire nation and the only school from Agra to join the Children's Day celebration with President Shri Ramnath Kovind in 2017 on Children's Day, 14th November. Prelude Public School has been awarded one of the most prestigious award, International School Award by British Council, under the expert and able guidance of Dr. Sushil Chandra Gupta ji. We welcome you, Sushil sir. Thank you for joining. It's an honor to have you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I would like to say only one thing, if you allow me.
Yes, you can say that. Otherwise, we'll come back to you for your opening remark.
Okay, fair enough. That will be fair enough. Okay, right, sir. Please carry on.
Welcome. Our next key speaker, another very senior education leader, Dr. Vikesh Kaur ji. Dr. Kaur is founder principal with the Doon International School, Jammu and Kashmir. She has 29 years of enriching experience in the education sector as a meticulous teacher, diligent coordinator, innovative administrator, impactful counselor, motivational speaker, inspiring team leader, academic consultant, impeccable organizer, strategic curriculum planner, potential master trainer, educational activist, and above all, a pragmatic, visionary, and optimistic human being. She is also the part of governing body and National Secretary of Global Talk Education Foundation. She is also the General Secretary, Jammu and Kashmir with Global Edu Leaders Forum. She has received very prestigious the Arc of International Education Excellence Award at Bangkok by the Deputy Prime Minister of Thailand. She has also received Best Educationist Award at Delhi by International Business Council. She has also received the National Super 100 Intellectual Award by City University. Another award, Progressive Education Award by Center for Educational Development Foundation. She received Doctor of Letters honorary by the University of South America. We welcome you, Vikesh ma'am. Thank you for joining. It's an honor to have you. Our next key speaker, Dr. Sikandar Khan ji. Dr. Khan is principal with Amar Memorial Public School, Nainital, Uttarakhand. He's a dedicated educational professional with many decades of experience. His educational qualification, like he has done MSc and PhD. He has 20 years of experience in education. Nation Builder Award he received by Rotary Club of Mumbai West Coast. He also received Shikshak Samman by Global Association of Intellectual and United Minds. He also received a Seed of Knowledge Award 2020 by Sanjeevani World School, Mumbai. Another Vishwa Shikshavid Samman 2020. His motto for life, education is an endeavor to encourage. We welcome you, Sikandar sir. Thank you for joining. It's an honor to have you.
Thank you, Mr. Raju. Thank you. My interview was interrupted, so that's why it was disconnected. Thanks once again.
Welcome, sir. I'll come back to you. Welcome, sir. Our next key speaker, Shivnath Singh ji. Shivnath sir is principal with the Skomia Academy, Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. He's a passionate education leader with decades of experience. He's been awarded and recognized many times for his contribution to the field of education. We welcome you, Shivnath sir. Thank you for joining. It's an honor to have you. Our next key speaker, Vikrant Sharma ji. Vikrant ji is director with Littlewood Public School, Afzalgarh, Bijnor, Uttar Pradesh. He is having 20 years of experience in the field of education. He has received a Nation Builder Award by Rotary Club of Mumbai, another Shikshak Samman by Global Association of Intellectual and Enlightened Minds, Sanjeevani Seed of Knowledge Award 2020 by Sanjeevani World School, Mumbai, another Vishwa Shikshavid Samman 2020 by Fun to Learn. We welcome you, Vikrant sir. Thank you for joining. It's an honor to have you.
It's an honor and privilege to be a part of this august gathering, which is working for the betterment of the nation. And we are sure all the effort that we are putting in will bear fruit. Thank you.
Welcome, sir. I'll come back to you. Our next speaker, Jaswinder Singh ji. Jaswinder ji is founder and CEO of Wordsworth ELT. Jaswinder Singh ji has an experience of 30 years in the field of education and technology and has also served as a consultant to UNESCO on education. Wordsworth English Lab is designed for India and is highly research initiative of ACT Univ Group. It is a trusted education company with 2 decades of service in technology, education and training. Its expertise in technology, multimedia and content development has been instrumental in presenting a world-class language lab solution for academia in India. In a short span of time, Wordsworth English Language Lab has managed considerable recognition across the country for its unique content and methodology. Over 3,000 installations in institutions across the country stand testimony of the quality in product and implementation, training and continual service provided by ACT Univ and its committed network of dealers. We welcome you, Jaswinder sir. Thank you for joining. It's an honor to have you.
Thank you, Rajulji. Pleasure to be with you all. Thank you.
Welcome, sir. Our next key speaker and last speaker for this very special session, Mr. Savio John. Savio is the National Head of Quality with Torrens. Savio is a professional musician, specifically a singer, songwriter, and guitarist. He has been performing since a very young age and has toured multiple cities performing in various venues. He is also a gospel musician and has featured on multiple TV shows. He is currently working with the Torrens Music, heading quality and delivery excellence in India. In the past 8 years, he has been working with institutions engaged in vocational education, handling business development, strategy, and implementation. Savio has always been very vocal about making music a compulsory subject in schools, as the creativity, discipline, and communication that it demands help students become better individuals. Savio has authored the vocal curriculum for Torrens and conducts vocal workshops across the various schools. So we welcome you, Savio. Thank you for joining. It's an honor to have you.
Thank you, Rajulji. Actually, Savio is not going to join us today due to some emergency. So I'm Vinayak here. I'll be taking the session on his behalf. Thank you.
Great. So welcome, Vinayak ji. Vinayak is also a national head of strategy and planning with the Torrens Music. Thank you for joining. Now I would request all our key speakers, if I can come back to you for your opening remark. I would request Gupta sir, if we can have opening remark from you, Sushil Gupta ji, your quick 1 minute opening remark, sir.
Thank you very much. I welcome all, and to be very frank about the new thing we have started, that instead of saying good morning, good afternoon, we have started saying green morning, green afternoon. So at least that will give some thing to just think that greenery is very important. So same thing I would also request, because if you come to my school, even all teachers and all the students, they always say green morning or green afternoon. So that will be a one thing. Secondly, I just wanted to say one thing is, since NEP has already come from last so many months, so it will be better if we little bit focus more on what is going to be effect on unaided schools. So because precisely what I feel is the maximum participants are from the unaided schools. So let's discuss more about that what is the effect of NEP on unaided school. That's all. Welcome to all of you.
Thank you, Gupta sir. Absolutely. In fact, many senior educators, even during our past sessions, have also suggested that this NEP is not talking about, the more authority to unaided private schools. That is that should be there, but it is somewhere ignoring that part. So absolutely, your opinion, your ideas on that part would be highly valuable, sir. I'll come back to you for your main talk. Now, I would request Vikesh Kaur ma'am. Vikesh ma'am, if you can have your quick 1 minute opening remark.
Definitely. Thank you so very much, sir. Along with the green morning, as sir has already said, I'll convey my happy morning to everyone, because I believe in happiness, being an educator, and the same, giving it to my children, my teachers as well. So thank you so much, India International Education Council, for creating this platform and providing an opportunity to all of us to share our views in context with NEP 2020. I'll say one thing, that I believe that in education sector, our mindset is always in the process of progress. Or I'll say in other words that an educator's mindset is inherently progressive. So it always leads towards lots of happening, lots of learning, and lots of changing. So NEP is a change, and we are all set to adapt it and to execute it in the best possible ways. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll come back to you. We all are very excited to hear your ideas in detail. I'll come back to you for the main talk. Now, I would request Sikandar sir, if you can have your quick opening remark.
Yeah, so very good morning, happy and green morning. I'm highly impressed, Mr. Gupta and Ma'am Kaur. It's a new way to start our day, new way to start the greetings. Great. And as per the NEP concern, yeah, it's a great document, and when it's implemented in a right with the correct thought, it will change the Indian scenario in education, and we became a great country again.
Right. Thank you, Sikandar sir. I'll come back to you. Before I invite our next speaker, Shivnath sir, for his opening remark, I must recognize the presence of Puneet Kaur ma'am. Puneet ma'am is principal with Army Public School, Jammu Kent. And Shalini Bindraji. Shalini ma'am is vice principal with Manav Vachana International School, Faridabad. Welcome, Puneet ma'am, and welcome, Shalini ma'am. And now I would request.
Thank you so much.
Welcome, ma'am. Now I would request Shivnath sir, sir, if we can have your opening remark. Shivnath sir, you are on mute.
Okay. Hello. Now, are you getting my voice?
Yes, sir. You are audible now.
Okay. So, good morning to all of you. Myself, Shivnath Singh from Islami Academy. The things, as Gupta sir said, the green morning, it is a very good aspect. So, just everything is okay.
Sir, we have lost your voice after that green morning.
Okay, something is, I think, connectivity is not good. I think.
Okay.
Okay. So now are you getting my voice?
Yes, sir, you are audible. You are audible. शिवनाथ सर, आपकी आवाज आ रही है? आप प्लीज बोलिए. Okay, so Shivnath sir, I believe there is some technical glitch. I'll come back to you. I would request Vikrant Sharma ji, and before that, I also must recognize the presence of Rohini Aima ma'am. She's the founder, principal, and vice chairperson with Jammu Sanskriti School, Jammu and Kashmir. Welcome, Rohini ma'am. And now I would request Vikrant Sharma ji, sir, if we can have your opening remark.
Education is an endeavor to encourage. Keeping this motto in mind, let us now discuss the good, the better, and the best of national education policy, something which we all are deliberating on, something which we all are analyzing, something which we all are coming up with different ways and means to make it effective. Not only for the next decade, but for years to come. Let us grow together. Let us continue ensuring that education remains an endeavor to encourage. Let's do it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Vikrantji. I'll come back to you for your main talk. Now, I would request Jaswinder sir, sir, if you can have your opening remark.
Thank you, Rajulji. And again, morning to everybody. It definitely is a happy and a green morning. So nice of you. So, educationists like us can only come out with such points, which actually make us feel fresh. So the whole idea is to feel fresh and, start afresh. That is what we actually work on. I basically come from a company which is into language development, and my focus is going to be on how and what are the changes that NEP 2020 is bringing into the language component, and how are we going to cater to that. I also come from a technical background, and how would we be able to accomplish the dreams that NEP 2020 has foreseen for us. So that's what I'm going to take on, and I'll await my turn. Thank you, Rajuji.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I'll come back to you. Now I would request Mr. Vinayak. Vinayak ji, if we can have your opening remark.
Thank you, Rajulji. A very happy green morning to everybody. Music being my core area of expertise and my passion, I would just like to discuss upon the relevant aspects of music as related to NEP 2020. And I would like to take the discussion forward in that regards. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I again thank all the key speakers for sharing your opening remark. And now I would request our first speaker for your main talk. But before I invite our first key speaker, I would like to share the learnings of which we have during our last 118 sessions. Almost all these speakers who participated during these sessions, have shared that this is a wonderful document. This document has a potential to place India at that coveted position of Vishwa Gyan Guru. But at the same time, a lot of people. At the same time, a lot of people also share that execution is going to be a key challenge. Almost the same number of participants share that teachers training is the biggest concern area. In fact, a lot of educators also share that intent of teachers to get trained, is another big concern area. So we can also discuss about that. Many educators believe that good schools in urban areas already implementing these ideas. The biggest challenge would be for government school, rural school, and budget school. Many people believe that this pandemic has exposed the uneven distribution of the technology infrastructure we have. So that is again going to be a big test to implement this successful policy. So before I invite first speaker, I would request you all that while sharing your perspective, if you can also suggest some idea, some thought or some best practice which you are applying in your school, so that will be more useful and impactful. I would ask Vikesh Kaur ma'am, if we can begin with you, if you can have your detailed interpretation. Vikesh Kaur ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so very much. I would definitely go for a topic which is very close to my heart. I being the teacher for so many years, so I'll take the topic of teaching in 21st century and its expectations, challenges, and solutions. As I said, it's very close to my heart. I have been a teacher for so many years, but now we are talking about teaching in 21st century. I believe that we have to remember one thing, that the entire century, 21st century, consists of 100 years, and we are just in 21st year of this century. So anything which is relevant today may not be relevant after a few years. So that is a very important thing which we need to, that is why we were waiting for a document like NEP 2020 for 30 years. And now it has come up. Maybe it will be relevant for a few years from now, because things are changing at a very fast pace. So beginning with this topic of teaching, I would begin with a quote saying that the art of teaching is the art of assisting discovery, which it's self-explanatory, which says that teaching is an art. So keeping in context with the NEP 2020, which has said so many things about enhancing the efficiency of the teachers, recruitment of the teachers, and then empowerment of the teachers. One thing we need to remember, that it's an art. And second thing, that it's an art of assisting. It's an art of assisting, not of forcing, not of instructing, not of directing. So this is one thing which we have been seeing that teachers were doing, that they have been directing and instructing. So when we say it's an art of assisting, and assisting what? Assisting discovery, which which shows that every individual, every child has something inside him which leads to discovery, innovation, or creating something. So what basically a teacher needs to do is to assist the child to bring out the best out of him. Maybe it is a discovery, it's a creation, or it's an innovation. So that is why I believe in NEP, the gist of the expectation from a teacher is that the word teaching or the word teacher has to be replaced by the word facilitator. So a teacher has to be a facilitator, not somebody who is going to give instructions or directions. So when we talk about the expectation from the teacher of 21st century, as I earlier said, that it has to be, we have to prepare the child for the future and not for the present. That is where we actually, we are making a mistake. We always prepare children for the present. So if we have plans to prepare the children for the future, definitely our teaching is going to be a success story. And secondly, the conventional way of teaching, as I said, that we have to replace it by experiential way of teaching, by learning by doing, by innovative techniques, by digitalization, maybe by distant learning as well, as we have experienced it in this COVID period, that it was, a different way of teaching, distant learning through digitalization and through online ways of mode of teaching. Then a very good thing in NEP which has come up is the art integration, sports integration, and storytelling techniques as well. This is going to change the teaching of 21st century to, give a boost to the children and an interest as well to the children when the things will be taught with an integration with art and the sports. We were doing it earlier also, but since it was not documented or it was not asked for, so maybe few were doing it and few were not doing it. Now, the most important thing according to NEP 2020, which a teacher needs to take care, and in 21st century teaching we need to take care, is to go for the holistic development of a child, where the life skills, the values, the competency has to be taken care of. Life skills are actually they are the things which are to be taught to the children apart from the subjects, because ultimately it's going to be the life skills which are going to take you forward in life and face the challenges. If we talk about the challenges of this 21st century teaching, there are many. But as I always say, that an educator is a giver and an optimistic person, and we are there to face the challenges of 21st century, which are definitely going to be, for example, number one is personalization of your teaching. Personalization, I believe, is definitely to do away with age-old style of teaching that says one size fits to all. So we need to personalize our teaching in a way that it fits to the individuals, because there are different styles of teaching and there are different styles of learning as well. We have different styles of learners as well. So the first challenge which we are going to face is personalization of our teaching. And second is definitely making use of technology, actually making right use of technology. We are all actually using technology, but how correctly we must do it is definitely, there are schools with smart classes, there are schools, or maybe schools saying that we have computers and we are making correct use of technology. Here we need to put a balance of the use of the technology as well as the assistance of the human resources. The third challenge which I feel is going to come is of classroom management. Now, when we talk about classroom management, it is not only to make your class keep quiet during the time of teaching. Rather, it is a classroom which has to be awakening classroom, where active participation of each and every child is welcomed. So this is also going to be a challenge for the teachers to have a proper classroom management. Then definitely a challenge is going to come as dynamic curriculum. We talk about holistic development. It is not possible until and unless we go for a dynamic kind of curriculum, which is full of academics as well as the activities which leads to the enhancement of life skills as well as the values, which leads to love for your nation. Because I still remember that the entire NEP is based on the first line of the policy says education is fundamental for achieving full human potential and equitable and just society and promoting national development. So if this first line of national education policy we need to see, then the teaching need to lead towards love for nation as well. So the all these are the challenges which the 21st century teacher is going to face, but we have a lot of solutions as well in NEP. The best thing which I liked about it is the recruitment process. Definitely the teaching department needs outstanding students coming to this particular profession. So I believe the solution which the NEP document gives us in the way that 4 years integrated BEd course, where we are going to have after 12th, if a 12th class, if we used to choose to go for engineering or to go for MBBS. Now we are going to choose to go for BEd. So definitely we would be getting teachers by choice, not by chance. So this is the one of the step towards recruiting the best students in this profession and by choice. Moreover, it has been a lot of things have been talked about, the empowerment programs, the continuous professional development programs for the teachers, which is actually the main part of the teacher training that was lacking. And if we are going to have a proper yearly, annually training program for each school for the teachers, and upgrading them. As I said, that 21st century is, we talk about the future. So if we are preparing the teachers for the futures, they will definitely prepare the students for the future. So empowerment programs, the capacity building programs, the continuous professional development programs, they are going to be the key feature for the upgradation of the teachers, because if once we have got teachers by choice, now it becomes the duty of the school as well as the concerned authorities to upgrade them every year, annually, or maybe quarterly, to keep a pace with the changing global scenario. So these are all a lot of expectations from the teachers, a lot of challenges they are going to come in their way. And only thing, the last point which I want to concentrate on is, yes, of course, that the teacher, number one, the teacher has to prepare the students for future maybe 15 years ahead, maybe 20 years ahead. Number two, the teacher need to assist the child, because everything is already there inside the child. It has to come out. So we are not to create a child who is going to adapt or follow the image of the teacher, but we have to develop such students who can create their own images. So such kind of teaching is required, and for this definitely a lot of empowerment programs are required, and the basic recruitment process needs a lot of changes. So these are all my views about this particular topic of teaching. Thank you so very much.
Right. Thank you, Vikesh, ma'am, for sharing these very strong and wonderful ideas. You talked about that. Teachers need to be innovative to bring out best from our learners, from our students. You also talked about that teachers need to be more, as a facilitator rather than an instructor. You also talked about, and you put your emphasis upon the need to prepare children for future. You also talked about the importance of life skills, that these are the life skills, which would ensure a solid future. So we need to focus upon those parts. You also talked about, and you accepted that, many schools were already implementing few of these ideas, but this NEP formalizes the educational reforms. Now every school would be, following these things. You also talked about that we need to adopt the balanced use of technology and human resources. And in the end, you talked about that we need to have a more strong recruitment and training process for our teachers. You shared your hope that change in B.Ed program, would encourage, and it would provide a more strong, self-motivated, and good teachers who would come ahead. So thank you, Vikesh, ma'am, for sharing these ideas.
Thank you, my pleasure, sir.
I'll come back to you with questions, ma'am. And before I invite our next speaker, Sikandar sir, I must recognize the presence of a few of very strong and senior education leaders among us. Salim Ahmed sir, Managing Director, Littlewood Public School, Afzalgarh, Bijnor. Welcome, Salim sir, and thank you for joining. We also have Sonia Ahujaji, Director, Mind Sai International School, Chhatarpur. Welcome, Sonia ma'am, and we thank you all for joining. Now, with this, I would request Sikandar sir, if you can have your interpretation, your ideas on national education policy.
Thank you, Mr. Raju. So, like NEP is a document, is that we cannot see the results from tomorrow onwards. It takes time. NEP is a kind of, simply what we say, is a kind of jackfruit that gives fruitings after 10 to 20 years. So what I said, NEP, they started the things and the final result will come after 20 or 15 years. So it's very early to say anything about the NEP, whether it's good or bad, but we have to focus on the procedures that are good for the education fraternities, that are good for the students and as well as the teachers. So what I have pointed out, I will point it out the first thing, like earlier, the kindergarten section, the nurseries, KGs were unrecognized by any kind of the policies. They were the simply the kind of a business ventures the some institute or some educational institutes are running, but they don't have the proper certification. Now, with the implementation of NEP, this kindergarten will be certified and recognized as a particular classes. The second benefit that we are getting from the NEPs is the introduction of the vernacular language or the mother tongue. Although it is a controversial issue, but as per I concern, the students, when they taught in the vernacular language or in their mother language at very primary level, at least they will get the better understanding of the concept rather than the rote learning. So introduction of the vernacular language is very good in areas where we do not have so much spoken teachers, so much English environment. That's why when the students are learned, when the students are taught or trained in a vernacular language, they will understand the concept better than the English, because as we know, in the rural areas of our countries or the remote areas, the students are only just mugging up the things. They are just mugging up, they are remembering, and they are pen downing at the time of exam. They couldn't understand the concept of learning and all. So with the help of this introduction of the vernacular language, at least this will be easy for the teachers as well as for the parents to get the student proper trained and learn the concept. Third, as when the NEP will be implemented, it will reduce the pressure of the board we are doing at the 10th and 12th standard. So it will reduce the pressure of the from the student of 10th board, because it's some psychological effect on the students. Like on 10th standard, most of the students are around 14 to 15 years of age. So when they entered in the board exam, they have a lots of pressure to qualify the board with the flying colors. Like we have everyone is having the percentage game. Every parents are expecting that a student should gain in 10th or 12th, they should have the percentage more than 90, 95, 98, and even though this time to 100. So students at this very young age, on very young mind, they have the pressure to qualify the board along with the flying percentage and the higher percentage. So while implementing the NEP, when they remove the class 10th board, so it will help the student to grow themselves naturally rather than the pressurizing their brain to get the percentage at the 10th level. At the 12th, at least they are so much big enough that they can understand the things and they can just cope up with the pressure of that board examination. Second, like in our country and the others, the world is changing a lot. There is a lack of services, employment all over the world. So when with the help of these NEPs, they are introducing the vocational courses, vocational trainings. So due to these vocational trainings, every student or every learner at least get themselves trained on a particular skill, and they can create the employment for the others rather than the searching for the employment. So this vocational training certification and the vocational training procedure in the NEPs are the great, and they will benefit the whole society. Earlier, before this, we know them that the mechanics, the electricians, those were unrecognized people. But because of these vocational courses, they will be skilled, they will be certified by the agencies, by the institutions, and they became the entrepreneur rather than the seeking the employment. So it will reduce the pressure of the searching employment on the particular student as well as on the government to create the employment for the new generation. So this generation have the self-sufficient autonomous to create the employment for themselves and also for the others. So that is the best part of the NEPs, to recognition of the vocational training. Another, because we know when the policies are changed, scenarios are changed, years are changed, and our teachers are still the same as 20 years or 30 years before. They are never updated. So with the help of these NEPs, at least the school, the institutions are buying. It's mandatory for them to update the skills of their teachers through the regular trainings, quarterly, annually, or 6 monthly basis. So at least the teacher will be updated with the current curriculums, the current scenarios, new teacher techniques with the experiential learnings and all, and that will be benefited to the student at all, along with this. And when the teachers are updated, trained according to the changing scenarios, it will benefit for the institution also, because the institution will be updated themselves and can give the best results in those areas and all. And this is the best, this is the point of NEPs, this is the procedure of the NEPs, where our education, as an education leaders, our duties is important, because we should create the environment in such a way so that every teacher can get the chance to update themselves, certified by the agencies, and that will affect the whole education fraternities. And the most important and what we call the golden features of these NEPs, like lateral exit. Earlier we had the lateral entries in the different educational institute, but the higher level, the NEPs has provided the chances for this lateral exit. Means every student get the chance to leave the course in any time is spent during his own course, and for that particular time period, they will get the certification, diplomas, degrees, whatever according to the NOP. So this is the best way. Earlier, like due to some changes, due to some conditions, when students had left their education at the higher level, the year that he or she is devoted to the studies is waste. But now, when they will leave, they have the chances of the lateral entry. At least they will get the certificate, whether certificate, diplomas, or the degree. That's all from my side.
Thank you, Sikandar sir, for sharing these very useful remarks and highlights from NEP. You shared your assessment that NEP will provide the the NEP's emphasis and formal recognition, the importance of primary school is a very special. You also talked about the importance of vernacular languages. You believe that that use of vernacular languages would lay the strong foundation for concept clarity, and we all agree with you, sir, with that part. You also talked about the importance of vocational skills, and your assessment emphasis on vocational skills would create more employable learners, that we lack in huge numbers today. You also talked about that teachers need to update themselves, with the newest skills, be it artificial intelligence, experiential learning, and they need to be more innovative, which, Vikesh ma'am also shared during her talk. And in the end, you talked about the importance of lateral exit and how it would create an impact. This would certainly give more flexibility to a lot of graduates, who drop out or who don't drop out, though they believe that they should drop out to, pursue some other programs or some other kind of options. So this would give them an option to exit and come back later at their convenience. So that was very strong, sir. Thank you, Sikandar sir. I'll come back to you with questions. Thank you for that.
Thank you, sir.
And now I would request Sushil Gupta sir, sir, if we can invite you for your detailed interpretation and your ideas. Sushil Gupta sir. So you are on mute, sir.
Thank you very much. First of all, again, I will say thanks a lot, and such a august gathering and such a experienced people. I don't know to what extent I am, but anyway, the national education policy is a concern for every one of us, right? But still, I would say that when they are framing the national education policy, they have not even thought of that we should have a educationist, few educationists when they are framing the new education policy. ये हमारे देश की एक बड़ी भारी विडंबना है कि IAS ऑफिसर्स मिलके जो है वो ये सब काम कर लेते हैं, जबकि जो experts हैं they should be in the committee itself. Now again the same thing is going to happen when the central have asked all the states to frame the details of how they are going to implement the national education policy, because there are so many different states हैं, different उनके problems हैं, different तरीके हैं. तो बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है, and I would request कि जहाँ जहाँ possible हो you give the representation कि भाई नहीं प्राइवेट स्कूल्स की तरफ से भी, गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स की तरफ से भी, या जो एजुकेशनिस्ट जिन्होंने दे हैव डन समथिंग और द अदर फॉर द एजुकेशन, दे शुड बी included in framing the details of the new education policy. ये बहुत ज़्यादा important है कि आने वाले time में क्या होना है, because whatever rules once framed, वो उसमें एक बहुत बड़ा फिर issues आ जाते हैं. I think you all must be aware of the fee regulatory bill which came in 2018 and उसमें भी देख रहे हैं क्या issues हो रहे हैं और जहाँ जो जिसका मर्जी हो रही है वो कर रहे हैं. And recently I don't want to go beyond this the topic, but I would like to say कि अभी जम्मू कश्मीर के fee regulatory bill को उन्होंने नया नाम दे रखा है fixation and fee regulatory bill. Oh my God. So secondly, what they have already ordered that in Jammu Kashmir, all unaided private schools are not going to increase a single NP in 2021-22. So it's a very alarming situation. हर चीज बढ़ रही है, हर चीज वो हो रही है. इसीलिए मैं ये कहूंगा कि जब न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसीज की स्टेट वाइड जो कमेटीज हैं उसमें हम लोगों का रिप्रेजेंटेशन होना चाहिए और हम लोग उस रिप्रेजेंटेशन में हम लोग ये देखें कि व्हाट बेस्ट इज पॉसिबल फॉर द स्टूडेंट्स एंड प्रैक्टिकली क्या पॉसिबल है. अब हिंदी को बढ़ावा देना है, 5th से बहुत अच्छा करना है, इट्स एब्सोल्युटली गुड, बट देयर आर स्टेट्स जहाँ पे कि हिंदी इज अ इशू, तो वहां पे भी एक इशू आएगा. नर्सरी के अंदर उनका ये कहना है कि अभी तक हम लोग 3 इयर्स की बात करते हैं, अब वो कहते हैं कि 4 इयर्स पे शुरू होगा. तो ये जो स्विच ओवर होगा ये कैसे होगा और इसको कैसे एक्सेप्टेबल होगा. तो बाकी देखिए एजुकेशन पॉलिसी है, वोकेशनल ड्राइंग में जो उन्होंने करा है ये बहुत ही अच्छी बात है, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, बहुत सारी अच्छी बातें हैं, लेकिन मेरा अपनी सोच ये है कि हम उसको प्रैक्टिकली देखें कि उसमें क्या क्या इश्यूज आने वाले हैं. एंड एज फार एज द unaided schools are concerned, we really our percentage in the country is big enough. तो हम लोग जो क्वालिटी देते हैं, जो करते हैं, we do agree there are certain schools या कुछ किसी के साथ issues हो सकते हैं, बट जो परसेंटेज हम केयर करते हैं उस परसेंटेज को हम लोगों को हमारा रिप्रेजेंटेशन होना चाहिए. अब फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं एक छोटी सी बात आपसे कर रहा हूँ कि फी रेगुलेटरी बिल ने कह दिया कि साहब आप यूपी क्या बात कर रहा हूँ, आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ अस आर बिलोंग्स टू यूपी ओनली. दे से व्हाटएवर इंक्रीमेंट यू हैव गिवन टू द एजुकेटर्स एंड व्हाटएवर 5% प्लस द सीपीआई इंडेक्स, नाउ वी आर रेस्ट्रिक्टेड. नाउ कल ही मेरे पास में इतना अच्छा प्रपोजल आया था, उन्होंने कहा साहब आप इसको लिखिए, दे आर फ्रॉम IIMs एंड बहुत अच्छे थे. मैंने कहा नहीं भाई हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते बिकॉज हमारी तो फी इंक्रीमेंट खत्म कर दिया है. नाउ वी हैव ओनली कंपोजिट फीस, इवन वी कैन नॉट आस्क एनीथिंग एक्स्ट्रा. तो जितना एक्सपोजर हम लोग देते हैं बच्चों को वो सब अब खत्म हो जाएगा. वी हैव नो अदर इश्यूज सॉरी कि हम लोग भाई जिस बच्चे के पेरेंट्स अफोर्ड कर सकते थे हम उनको एक्सपोजर देते थे, चाहे वो एजुकेशनल ट्रिप्स के बहाने, चाहे वो इस देश से दूसरे देश के जाने के बातें होती थी या नई नई चीजों की बात होती थी, हम लोग अपने स्कूल्स को अपग्रेड करते थे. अब नाउ वी हैव नो अदर ऑप्शन टू थिंक ट्वाइस कि कैन वी डू, because our increment of fees is definitely I do agree कि उसमें regulation होना चाहिए, but regulation with respect to कि what facilities we are supposed to give. अब साल भर के अंदर आपने खत्म कर दिया कि भाई आप यही फीस ले सकते हैं, बीच में आप कोई नहीं ले सकते हैं. कंपोजिट फीस भी आपने एक टर्म बना दिया, कोई भी अगर हम एक्स्ट्रा देना चाहते हैं, पेरेंट्स लेना चाहते हैं तो एटलीस्ट वी शुड बी अलाउड. भाई ये तो इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन द पेरेंट्स. और जब तक एक्सपोजर बच्चों का नहीं होगा तो आई एम सॉरी दैट आई डोंट नो कैसे हम लोग आगे बढ़ पाएंगे. तो बहुत सारी चीजें हैं न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसीज में, और इस सब के साथ बीइंग ए प्रेसिडेंट आई एम आल्सो द इन अ की मेंबर ऑफ ऑल एसोसिएशंस ऑफ यूपी विद अनिल जी एंड ऑल दैट. सो बट स्टिल आई वुड से कि वी हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी यूनाइट. सी अंटिल अनलेस यूनिटी इज देयर तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम्स हो जाएगी. और मुझे कहते हुए अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है कि CBSE has clearly in 2018 bylaws they have clearly said nothing doing. We are concerned only about 2 things. That is, one thing is examination, conducting of examination, and the syllabus or curriculum, whatever you say. Now everything depends upon, I am really sorry to quote this particular sentence, that now district officer, the Jilla Basic Adhikari, is going to sign whether you should be given extension or not. If you see the point number 26, it is absolutely clear. आपके पास में ये 25 तक तो वो कहते हैं ये एनओसी आ गई, ये आ गई, ये सब आ गया, yes no लिखिए. Then he said, do you recommend this school to be given the affiliation or upgradation? What is this? आज तक हम लोगों के पास में local authorities का कोई नहीं था. Now every damn authority is coming and asking, ये क्या है? हम क्या हैं? हमने कोई उनसे लोन लिया हुआ है, हमने कोई उनसे कोई फैसिलिटीज ली हुई हैं, कोई हमने उनसे लैंड जो है वो फ्री पे ली हुई है, on what basis? और फिर it is absolutely a sweet will of a parent. Anything is hidden which we are not showing the parent before the admission? No. हम स्कूल दिखाते हैं, हम उसका फीस स्ट्रक्चर दिखाते हैं, उनको सारी चीजें बताते हैं, and everything is, even now everything is available on our website. कौन सी टीचर्स हैं, क्या है, कैसे है. So with this, I would like to conclude, and I would like to join in question answer sessions, but still I would say that we have to be unite, and national education policy बहुत अच्छी है, बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ जो हमको फ्रीडम मिलनी चाहिए वो नहीं है. और अनएडेड स्कूल्स को एक बना दिया है कि साहब ये तो, अरे भाई हम किसी पे जबरदस्ती नहीं कर रहे हैं. If you talk about Prelude, there are certain USBs, I should not say on an individual basis, but it would like say in missionaries there are the strength of a section is 16, 17, 18 Niagara. And Prelude cannot have more than 35 students in a section. Don't you think it is going to cost me a hell of a amount? So there are so many things कि जो हम लोगों को आपस में सोचनी पड़ेगी, एक कॉमन प्लेटफॉर्म पे सोचनी पड़ेगी, और इंडिविजुअल बेसिस पे हम लोग ना देखें. बच्चा पढ़ेगा, मेरे यहाँ नहीं पढ़ेगा, आपके यहाँ पढ़ेगा. लेकिन अगर हम लोगों की पॉलिसी एक सी होगी तो वो शिफ्टिंग इतनी आसानी से नहीं होगी. With due respect to all of you, and thank you very much for listening me so patiently, and maybe if I am said something wrong, I apologize for the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Sushil Gupta sir. Absolutely, we all agree with you, sir. In fact, all of us, work with the unaided schools, and we all recognize the service which is being given by the unaided private school. And absolutely, most of the educators have also recognized that this NEP is not talking about that authority part for unaided schools. You talked about that unaided schools must be given more autonomy. We all agree with that, sir. You also talked about that implementation of mother tongue may create challenges in some parts, so that also needs to be taken care of. You also talked about the importance of private school representation in policy making. That has been absolutely, I would say, invisible. I don't know if that is there, but it is invisible to us. That should be there. So you also talked about that one-sided regulation on fee, would hamper the growth and the various extracurricular activities which school used to organize in collaboration with parents. You also talked about unnecessary interference by different authorities, spoils the motivation of educators, and we all agree with that, sir. Just one thing, सुशील सर, किसी ने मुझे बताया था कि अभी जो नया नॉर्म आया है उसमें जो एक्सटेंशन है उसके लिए अब डीओ की जरूरत नहीं है, उसके आप डायरेक्टली ऑनलाइन से आप कर सकते हैं, ऐसा कुछ वो उसमें
There is an online system, लेकिन अभी भी उस सब के लिए you have to get everything from the district DIOS of that particular district. तो हर चीज में DIOS का इंटरफियरेंस होगा. एंड माय डियर, आई एम रियली सॉरी टू से, उनकी कितना एक्सपोजर होता है, उनकी कितना जो है वो थिंकिंग पावर है, कितना उनके अंदर वो है. अब तो बस हम तो सब स्कूल वालों के माई बाप हो गए. अभी कुछ डिसीजंस फी रेगुलेटरी बिल के, यू ऑल मस्ट बी नोइंग कि जो यूपी के अंदर कुछ फी रेगुलेटरी बिल के आए हैं, बड़े मजेदार डिसीजंस आए हैं, एंड कभी कभी तो हंसने का भी मन करता है। अब उन्होंने ये कह दिया कि साहब आपने फीस नहीं दी है, कोई बात नहीं है, 2 महीने का एक्सटेंशन दे दीजिए। अच्छा साहब, दे देंगे, बहुत अच्छी बात है। 1 अप्रैल के बाद क्या होगा? 1 मार्च को लेटर्स दिए, 1 अप्रैल को क्या होगा? पेरेंट कह रहा है मुझे टीसी दे दीजिए। जब टीसी दे दी तो फिर क्या जरूरत है? टीसी में हमारे यहाँ एक स्कूल ने लिख दिया कि फीस नहीं पे की है, पेरेंट एसोसिएशन वेंट टू हाई कोर्ट। ये सब इसलिए हो रहा है कि हम लोग इंडिविजुअल बेसिस पे अपनी बात करते हैं। बहुत सारे इश्यूज आने वाले हैं ब्रदर, एंड वी हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी केयरफुल, जिसका कि नहीं है। अच्छा डिपार्टमेंट हो, कोई परेशानी नहीं है। अगर वो बच्चों के लिए या टीचर्स के लिए या स्कूल वालों के लिए बात करें तो कहते हैं जी अब तो हम सब कुछ हम ही करेंगे।
Absolutely. Schools have been the soft target, right? Thank you, Sushil sir. I'll come back to you with questions. Thank you for your, I would say, honest and very open remarks, and we all agree with those points, sir. Thank you for that. I'll come back to you with questions. Now, I would request Shivnath Singh sir. Shivnath sir, if we can have your ideas, your thoughts in detail. Shivnath sir. Sir, you are on mute. Shivnath sir, you are on mute. If you have your presence, if we can have your ideas. Okay, so I would request Vikrant Sharma ji, sir, if we can have your ideas, your thoughts. Vikrant sir, you are on mute, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Just on the verge of good noon and good afternoon.
The rules have been changed. Now it's green morning.
Balle balle, mashallah. I mean, to go for that. But, salam alaikum.
Sorry to interrupt me, being a senior most, I would say good, leave just good. Even happy morning is also very well acceptable. And green morning is more, because now we should understand that what is the need of greenery. So our soft target, you can say the student should aware of it कि नहीं greenery करनी है, green करना है, green करना है. Thank you. Sorry.
No, sir. So let's move on to the noon. What Mr. Gupta sir has shared, what he's done is he's let the cat out of the bag, addressed the white elephant in the room, something which I've had the honor with Dr. Sikandar Khan to do in the previous session we were here, when we talked about the good, the bad, the ugly, along with Sarna ma'am in one of the sessions on the same platform. Today, I mean, yes, the exploitation would be there. The teachers, the schools would be exploited. In a nutshell, if I state, this NEP is being seen as a conspiracy theory to bring private school to the level of government schools rather than vice versa. But then, today, let me just focus on the good, better, and best of the NEP. Let us start with teacher training. See, what separates an edified school or a GEM school, I'm sorry for taking names, is the level of training that they provide the teachers, and what separates good schools is the amount of training which is provided. What is happening is, when teachers are updated on a regular basis, when they learn about new skills regularly, they would become better human beings and better teachers. This would actually make the teaching environment a better place. We at Encouragement EduServe have been indulging, dabbling as such in teacher trainings in the last 7 months. I mean, I would go straight and start boasting. Within 6 months, we have been able to train teachers from 6 continents across the globe. There are 3 schools in Antarctica. We've not got a trainer from a teacher to attend a session in either of them. If anybody could get any teacher from Antarctica, we'll have ticked all the seven continents. At the same time, I would like to welcome Monali Thakkar ma'am and Konserkar ma'am. Anne ma'am is from Ukraine and Monali ma'am is from India. They are regular attendees at our teachers training program, Effective Teaching 101, which we do at Intelligent Reserve. So what happened is we have been taking various topics, and I'm sure other organizations are also taking while training the teachers. And see, when a teacher comes to know about multiple intelligence, blended learning, contextual teaching, the teacher becomes a better teacher. Now, training does cost money. And there, what the elephant, the cat which Dr. Gupta, Mr. Gupta sir let out. Sir, my counter to it is, let us start frying samosas in water. The oil is turning costly, let's start frying samosas in water. What we are doing in a training program, we are keeping them free. And we are honored to have teachers from Mexico to Australia and in between attending a sessions, and they are doing it. Teacher training which NEP is asking for is something which is going to make teachers better. So kudos to NEP, something is going right. Now, vernacular, yes, a lot has been said about it. My own son in grade 8 had 3 third languages. He started with Punjabi, he had Kannada, and then he had the third language. Third language was Sanskrit in grade 8. But my thing is, when the option of other language instructions are being provided by NEP, it is not a compulsion. Let us not take it as a conspiracy theory. It is just a suggestion, and believe me, let us all agree, not all schools are at the same level. Not the children in all schools at the same level of understanding English. So a child who is having to memorize everything because the medium of instruction is English has now got an option to learn in a language in which he or she or it understands. So the vernacular gives the option. I'm sure nobody's forcing it down on everyone, but many schools, the children struggle. Tuition centers run across, from grade 1 onward, where the children don't understand English. So the vernacular does permit, it does permit schools to teach in the language in which children understand. Now, let us talk about, as Dr. Khan has said, the recognition of the kindergarten section. It is something, these children are now part of the education program. The schools will have to follow some norms. And believe me, as Gupta sir has said, these some norms would be more than a lot wrong norm, but at least these children would be recognized as being schooled. So that bringing the kindergarten section to the normal education program is something which NEP is, which I would like to go for NEP. I would like to say that NEP is doing a good job. Let us now talk about removal of the board, at least at the standard 10 level. Initially, when NEP started, the option of grade 10 board was there, but now they have removed it, they have sorted it out. The pressure, as Dr. Khan has said earlier, has been removed from the children. They will have time to explore themselves. They will have time to indulge in the next 2 things I'll talk about, experiential learning and skill development. Believe me, this is something which we need. I've had PhDs who have come for interviews in sciences who have informed me that 5 kilometers of water is the quantity of water which will be filled in a glass, a tumbler, in a glass. So, yes, it's been kilometers. I know people are looking shocked. People have said 5 liters, 15 liters, 20 liters. 250 milliliters have actually been said by a minority. So people have learned, they've got the masters, they've got the recognition, but they haven't experienced things. There these issues come up with experiential learning, skill development. what will happen is people would actually be prepared for life. Everybody would know that a glass of water contains 250 milliliter of water and not 5 kilometers or 2 light years or 15 kgs of 5 milliliter of water. Been there, heard that. So now for experiential learning and skill development, very rightly addressed by Gupta sir, schools need fund. It costs a lot of money. Let us now, I'll come up with an option of frying samosas in water. We at Encouragement EduServe believe in that education is an endeavor to encourage. What we do is we have been providing children opportunities to participate in online events, be it online education, non-thermal cooking competition, gift assembling day. All these programs which we are running are only to provide children an opportunity to express themselves. I have studied from a great school, Weinberg School, Mussoorie. Here also we could only, at the most 8 people could take part in an inter-house competition, be it elocution or debate. With the events which we are organizing at Encouragement EduServe, we are allowing children across the globe to participate. And believe me, it gives us a sense of pride when we hear a child from Kerala reciting a poem by Subhadra Kumari Chauhan and somebody sitting in Turkey appreciating it on when we share the video on YouTube. So children do get these opportunities. We have made a slight effort where we have tried to give children opportunities to share their views, to come up with ways to develop their skills and showcase their talents. This is what we are doing at Encouragement EduServe, and it is helping children to develop. It is giving us a sense of, I mean, we feel good when we see children developing in different organization events which we are organizing. Now, everything at highest, as being said by Dr. Khan, at the highest education level, people will have a chance to opt out. It will not be a wastage of 2 years effort or 3 years effort. People would have at least done something. So this is something which NEP does bring to the thing. See, if we truly believe in the letter and spirit and put in an effort to make this successful, we will have to fry a lot of samosas in water, yet at the same time, we would take education from rote to rationalized. Children would actually be able to understand. They will actually be able to analyze what is being taught to them. They would actually know what is being done. This is what NEP is bringing to the table. It is going to be hard and difficult, yet at the same time, let us go ahead and give it a shot. Teachers, see, as a teacher, especially a government teacher, I would rather get through the 19th training session in a room than go for census duty or getting people in line to buy liquor. With the training, see, let's put it, with training started, at least the teachers would be occupied in something which would be beneficial. Now, we need to now ensure that we take the difficult path. We as school leaders put in the extra effort to ensure that this policy is successful, because believe me, if it is done properly, it is going to make a difference. Otherwise, we all will come down to the level of schools which are struggling rather than raise our status. So with this, I would like to conclude that let us continue encouraging children. Let us ensuring that education remains an endeavor to encourage and try to make this successful. Let us work on teacher training. Let us work on developing skills in the children. As Dr. Khan said, NEP is doing the same thing what Florence Nightingale did to nursing. It is bringing respectability to vocational education. Now, anybody who's indulging or is moving ahead with vocational education is not always a mechanic. Is somebody with skills. NEP is enhancing the level of our teachers. It is enhancing their skill set, our skill set. Let us take it in the right way and let's do it. We started with the Indian model of education once upon a long ago, where we had Takshila and other universities. We appreciate the Finland model of education, and we also appreciate the Japanese model of our education. Let us try to make this effective and let the world also appreciate the Indian model of education along with the Finland and Japanese and all the other good things in the world. Let us work on experiential learning, skill development, holistic education for the children. Let us ensure that this becomes successful, and let us ensure that education remains an endeavor to encourage. With that, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Vikrant sir. Absolutely, we all agree with you that we need to, in collaboration, need to make our efforts to create Indian model of education. But I believe there are many schools, there are many countries which are following this Indian model of education. So, but absolutely, we need to make it, to get more recognition and more empowered. You talked about the crux was the teachers training. You believe the teachers training, the capable teachers are the solution for every problem in education. And we need to upgrade them. We need to train our teachers. Only trained and empowered teachers, can build that joyful environment inside the classrooms and can create those empowered learners. You also talked about that, this multiple languages, it's not a compulsory, but a useful one. Many students, in fact, Jaswinder sir, say that he's an expert, come from Language Ball. He said that like up to 8 years, we can learn 5 languages. So that is a wonderful inclusion in anything. You also talked about that, teachers need to be trained about the 21st age skills, but schools need finance. So absolutely, school needs some more authority, which Gupta sir said, in that part. You also talked about the importance of multiple exit and entry and how it would create, more capable and empowered learners. You also talked about that NEP has a potential to take our education system from rote learning based to rationalized, system where the students would be able to analyze, understand, and instead of looking for solutions, they would be empowered enough to find solutions at their own. So thank you, Vikrant sir, for these strong remarks. I'll be coming back to you with questions. And before I come to Jaswinder sir, would like to check with Shivnath Singh sir. Shivnath sir, if we have your presence. Right, Jaswinder sir, I would request if you can have your thoughts, your ideas in detail. Jaswinder sir.
Thank you, Rajulji, and so happy to hear a lot of strong points put up by most of the educators. Gupta sir is on phone, then I'll come and point on to his point as soon as he's free. But there's one very, very important thing. Though my area that I want to discuss is all about languages and technology, use of technology. Ma'am, you did talk about technology. It should be rationalized. Very true. It has to be done. But if we look at what is happening today, okay, I'm again going back to the technology, the education part or the language component. NEP 2020 says that up till a certain age, that is up to 5th standard, these students can be trained or training can be delivered in a regional language. So first and important, let's clear this doubt. It is not compulsory that if there's a school in, say, Uttar Pradesh, they have to teach in Hindi. But the point is that if you teach core subject